Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Boink Studios, and check us out on boinkstudios.com, where you can see all of our projects, past, present, and future. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again on Facebook Live. Glad you are with us. We are also recording today. The show will post on YouTube and is always available on boinkstudios.com. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. What's up, people? Glad you are with us. Glad you're aboard. We appreciate it as always. Here we are, Tom Clark's Main Event, episode 99. This is episode 99. I'm on the eve of my 100th episode. I started this sucker back in 2014. And it's been a great ride so far. Had a blast. And people are still coming up, pouring in. Hey, what's up? Clap, 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 clap. That's cool. Thanks, man. Nothing like a positive crowd response. I like a good pop. Instantly reminds me of a story. Hold with me on this. So back in the day, I was a pro wrestling heel. Okay. I was a heel manager. Best time of my life was going out and having people boo me, hate me. Had a fan take a swing at me one night. That was fun. Had to throw him out of the building. Oh, look out. But I took a little bit of time, like 2 weeks off, and I came back as a babyface. And the promoter I was working for was like, "You really think you're going to be able to get over as a face, man? You're a pretty good heel." And I'm like, "Watch me." So I went out and did my thing. And I had to admit, getting cheered was pretty darn fun. That was pretty cool. It kind of became addicting after a while. I can't lie. I ended my gig with that company as a babyface, which is crazy. I do have a Facebook profile. Look under Tom Clark. There's only like one of us. Actually, there's like 400 of us in like one state. It's insane, man. Yeah, just look under Tom Clark. You can try Tom Clark, Hickory or Conover, North Carolina, something like that. But yes, I do have a Facebook profile to answer your question. Give me a follow, man. I'll follow you back. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever's out there listening or watching, follow me on Facebook. Holler at your boy. I will holler back. Okay? No worries. I will give you a follow as well. Yes, indeed. Nice collection. I'm trying to, as I did last week, I'm trying to spruce up the background here. Trying to get some pro wrestling related things in the background. I have a replacement for the blue curtain. That's coming soon. Do you like the shirt? WWE. Let me tell you something right now. The best time to get WWE's merchandise is when they do the 2-for-1 sale on the t-shirts. Oh my God. Hello from West Virginia. What's up, Linda? Okay. Yeah, if you want to get t-shirts from WWE, man, 2-for-1. Anytime they have the BOGO deal on WWE.com, you have to check it out. Best value for WWE shirts. I'm wearing Cactus today, so that's pretty sweet. I'm already getting questions. People are infatuated with the NWO. What is it? What is it? For life? For life, I think. Something like that. Okay, so we'll get to that shortly. I'm not going to talk your ear off, but what we are going to talk about, SummerSlam just happened, man. We're going to talk about some SummerSlam fallout. SummerSlam fallout. There's some good stuff, because man, is there some fallout. What are the immediate storylines coming out of the August 19th event? What is it you guys want to talk about that's coming out of SummerSlam that you want to touch on right off the bat? Yes, Brian, we'll get your request in as soon as we can, my friend. Just hang tight. I can multitask in some regard, but sometimes it's not so easy. Just be patient, no worries. So, SummerSlam, what are the takeaways? What are the immediate storylines coming out of WWE's summer spectacle, as it were? What is it you guys want to talk about? I mean, we have the big ones. We can go ahead and touch on the big ones right off the bat. Let's do this. Becky Lynch's heel turn. A definite SummerSlam fallout. It's not quite going as the company thought it would go. Shocking that something WWE doesn't quite go the way everyone thinks it's going to go, or the way the company thinks it's going to go. The Shield, Braun Strowman, yes, we'll jump on those guys in a sec. Let's talk about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is, for all intents and purposes, she was a babyface. She was a babyface going into SummerSlam. And guess what? She still is. It's not cool to sneak attack someone, which she did at the live event Monday night. Oh my God, where was the live event Monday night? Atlantic City, New Jersey, Monday night, SmackDown Live, house show. I think she actually sneak attacked Charlotte on that night, up from behind, whereas SummerSlam was face to face, right? And then Charlotte came down to the ring the next night on SmackDown Live on Tuesday and approached Becky face to face. So, yeah. But for all intents and purposes, Becky Lynch is still a babyface, which is, I'm sure, not exactly what WWE foresaw for this. But of course, as we said, it's not the first time the company's been wrong. Becky, this is going to sound sexist, and I don't mean it to, so bear with me. Becky's pretty, and that's not a crack. That's not a rip. I'm not trying to be like that about it. What I mean by that is when someone's pretty, and this would go for the guys as well, like Shawn Michaels to a certain extent, guys who are just attractive, like handsome. In my opinion, it's harder to hate them. And also because, hang with me on this, but also because of Becky's just so likable, man. Becky is extremely likable. It's hard to look at Becky and not like her. You know what I mean? Not just because she's physically attractive, but because she has such heart. If you've never heard a Becky Lynch interview, you have to go listen. If you've never heard her on a podcast, you got to go out of your way to go look that stuff up. She's so good, and she's so passionate, and she's so smart. Dude, she's one of those that would do this for free, 100%. What's up? She would do this for free, 100%. She probably has before, I'm sure. A lot of them have. Trust me. Not a lot of money till you get up the ranks, you know what I mean? But she's one of those that would do it for free. She has heart for the business, and it's extremely hard to hate that because everyone and their brother knows the kind of heart that Becky Lynch has for pro wrestling, for WWE specifically. Really hard to hate on that. So now the company's asking you to hate, the pretty girl, the girl with, she's, of course she's attractive, and of course she's likable, she's lovable, she's got a great heart for the business and all that stuff. Now the company wants you to hate her over the one that they continue to present as pampered, as spoiled, as entitled, Charlotte Flair. It's amazing to me. I don't even know, and you can't very well say that Charlotte Flair, that they're doing that she's doing it to herself. I don't think that they are. I think that WWE is doing that to her. Honestly, I think that they're the ones that continue to bring up that Charlotte is indeed a Flair. She's Rick's daughter, X, Y, and Z, all that stuff. I don't think they're doing her any favors in that regard. I mean, she shouldn't be ashamed of where she comes from, obviously, right? I mean, the man is her father. I get it. But at the same time, are you helping her cause or are you hurting her cause? People don't want to cheer for Charlotte. Am I wrong in that estimation? I don't think I am. I don't think fans want to cheer for Charlotte Flair. I think fans want to cheer for Becky because Becky's the underdog. Because Becky is the one that has not had everything handed to her as Charlotte presumably has. Becky is the one that's had to work and fight and scratch and claw for everything she's ever gotten in this business. Do you know what I mean? So, people are insulting the way Charlotte looks. That's mean. Let's don't be mean. Come on. Have a heart, man. A lot of people are not, they got a face made for radio. I mean, case in point. So, yeah, let's just relax out there. How's this going to play out? I don't have any idea. I recently touched on this. I got a column coming up on Wrestling Rumors, which, by the way, thanks, of course, to Wrestling Rumors here on their Facebook page, obviously. And the column talks about specifically Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey, but the Becky Lynch thing is thrown in for good measure because I think this is actually throwing a wrench in their plans. And it's nothing that they can't fix. But, someone just mentioned Carmella. Carmella had a tough road to hoe, as it were. I think she did the best she could. I think that she was doomed from the beginning. Not by her own hand, not by anything that she did, but because the cowardly heel is entertaining. The cowardly heel is fun to watch. We all know this, yes, male or female. The cowardly heel is always fun to watch and always fun to hate. But when the cowardly heel has no pedigree, when they have nothing to back up their game, when the cowardly heel has really done nothing substantial at all, the hate is a different kind of hate. It's not a fun hate. It's a, God, get this person off my TV kind of hate. And when she's constantly saddled with Ellsworth, and I read a lot of people saying, oh, well, they're perfect together and this is fun. Is it fun and perfect because it is, or because WWE wants you to believe that? At what point can you see the line, and at what point can you realize what side of the line that you're on? Just food for thought, just my 2 cents. NWO, this NWO thing, my God in heaven, this is insane. SummerSlam, we're sticking with SummerSlam. Maybe we'll touch on NWO. Everyone relax. SummerSlam. Can we go from Becky? Someone mentioned Roman. Someone mentioned Braun. The Shield. Let's go to a second huge major SummerSlam Fallout event. That's the Shield. The Shield gets back together on the August 20th edition of WWE Monday Night Raw. Again, something that I think is maybe backfiring. Backfiring, if I can be honest. I don't think that went the way the company was thinking it was going to go. And can I be honest with you about this? I don't know. And I imagine the guys in Gorilla, Vince, Triple H, Road Dogg, whoever's back behind the curtain, right there in Gorilla position. I imagine them looking at the monitors with the headsets on going, ooh, that didn't go over well. Or are they going, that's what we want. That's it right there. That's perfect. He's a face. He got booed. Let's do this. I don't know if... I often wonder what the immediate knee-jerk reaction is right behind the curtain. You ever wonder that? I have no clue. You can't have believed, not me, not you, not the company, you can't have believed at any time, on any level, that attacking Braun Strowman, when Braun did nothing wrong, actually, is going to get anyone over as a babyface. Braun Strowman's popular, man. By the way, Braun Strowman's Carolina boy, like yours truly. So I can't hate on him. You got to support the local homegrown talent, man. I'm just saying, okay? But for anyone to think that Braun Strowman was going to suddenly be booed because it's the Shield attacking him, are you kidding me right now? Okay, so he comes into the ring, he clips Roman. But then he backs up and he allows Roman to get back up, and he's got the mic and he's like, I told you I was going to do this. Let's do this right now. Hands the briefcase to the ref. Now, had he attacked Roman, Roman's still on his stomach recovering. Braun slams the briefcase into the ref's gut and says, here it is. Let's do this. They ring the bell and he's overpowering. That's different. That's sort of a heel move. But he clipped him, but then he backed up, gave Roman a sec to compose himself and said, okay, I'm here. Let's do this. As is his right as Mr. Money in the Bank. So, the Shield. What are they? And I wrote this today. If you're on Wrestling Rumors Facebook page, then you've hopefully already seen the column. I'm going to get choked up. We've not even started yet. Isn't that terrible? Talk for like an hour straight, man. I dare you to. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But the most recent column published by myself today on WrestlingRumors.net, the Shield's WWE Raw reunion leading to a heel turn for the Hounds of Justice. Question mark, not a statement, a question mark. Because I don't know. You look at me and you say, okay, Tom, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are wildly popular. They're wildly popular, okay? There's no reason to do this. And someone just mentioned there's already speculation about the Wyatt family seems to be coming back. Bray had a comment on Twitter. He had something to say about Roman. It was a tweet from back when he and Roman were feuding, something about Roman, don't take your guns to town, which is nice, right? Very, very, very cool little tweet there. I like that. But, So the Wyatt family, is it going to be, Bray and Braun get back together? Bray is babyface. Braun's babyface and the Shield are babyface. Oh, it hurts my head. I'm old school. I can't help it. I'm old school because I still believe in the power of the heel versus the babyface. And we can all sit back and talk about how WWE doesn't believe it anymore, how they've abandoned it. I just don't. Nah. Nope. I don't believe that. If that were the case, then it would be anarchy in WWE. It would be anarchy. No one would take a side. No one would try to pop the crowd. No one would slap high fives or, no one would shake hands. No one would work for the crowd support. Everyone would either run down the fans or be, indifferent toward them. That's not the case. Superstars in WWE still conduct themselves like heels and babyfaces. So don't tell me that doesn't matter anymore, because I know it does matter. It matters to that company. Of course it matters. So, a 3-on-3 babyface faction feud war thing match, I don't know. And then you've got Harper and Rowan, who, by the way, dropped the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships to the New Day at SummerSlam, right? So they're available. But to me, I like the idea of Harper and Rowan getting their own identities carved out for themselves. You know what I mean? And I know they tried that small mini run with Luke Harper against Randy Orton, and it didn't really pan out too awful well. But again, I don't think that's any fault of Harper's at all. I think that it's a matter of timing, as with everything else in WWE. Timing. So, New Day rocks. Yeah, man, people are really wound up on the NWO thing. God help us all. So, what else is coming out? So, how are we feeling about the Shield? Heel or babyface? Everyone's saying babyface, right? Again, Seth and Dean, wildly over as babyfaces. Roman, not so much. Roman's love-hate, mostly hate relationship with the WWE faithful is well documented by yours truly and 1,000 other pro wrestling writers out there, and by the company itself, let's be honest. And it's very well known, in other words. So, there's no shying away from that at all. That's just reality. That's just how it is. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it'll be fine. And I think that they took to Twitter almost immediately after. Roman's like, what did you expect? Did you think we were gone? Not to those words, but something to that extent. And, it was like, why is everyone so surprised? We're the Shield. One of the things that's coming out today actually is basically about this. WWE is going to pick up and have the Shield reunion that they didn't get to have before. Because Roman fell ill and Dean got hurt, and a lot of other stuff plagued the second run of the Shield, which was very short. So this is supposedly going to be the real reunion of the Shield. So there is a rumor, and by the way, some more SummerSlam fallout, perhaps I guess you could call it. There are rumors that Kurt Angle's being taken off TV so he can train for a return to the ring. That is trepidation in my voice and hesitation in my expression. Look, I love Kurt. I think we all do. I don't know of anyone that hates Kurt for any reason. Whatever sins Kurt Angle committed in the business or outside the business, I think I have long since been forgiven. The guy's fixed himself. He's right. And as long as he's right, you should support the guy for being right to begin with. However, I will say this. I don't know that they need Kurt Angle full time in the ring. And honestly, and maybe this isn't fair because Kurt was perhaps not at his full strength in the match with Rousey versus Stephanie and Triple H. He didn't look bad. He didn't look bad when he, worked with the Shield. But at the same time, there was some moments in his movements that gave me cause for concern. That I'm like, I don't know about this. Do you know what I mean? Kurt's only getting older, which there's nothing wrong with that. We're all only getting older. Trust me. Even if you're in your 20s, you're going to get old eventually. I did. We all do. Trust me, man. Hate on that if you want to. But you can't fault him for that. Can't fault him for being a little bit older, but I just wonder how much that has affected his game in the ring. How much has his mobility been affected in the ring? WWE just can't do anything new and inventive. They always have to bring back, and I can't read the rest. Same here. I was concerned for Angle as well. I don't know. It does seem like they go back to the well one too many times. And if you think about it, for all the people out there who think the Attitude Era is just this bygone era, just this star-studded cavalcade of amazing entertainment, it wasn't. Okay. If you lived through the Attitude Era, it wasn't always kosher. It wasn't always pitch perfect. People have, just as they have this fascination with NWO, they have this fascination with WWE's Attitude Era as if it was just compelling television. It wasn't. Not all the time. A lot of it was garbage. Okay? But even during the WWE's Attitude Era, I don't know how many superstars I saw that I remember seeing during the Attitude Era that they were bringing back from the 80s. I mean, there were some, but I don't recall it being, we got to bring him back for this main event match. Got to bring him back for this main event. Yeah, I don't recall seeing that. I think that they were perhaps a bit more trusting of the new talent at that time, of the new names, the new situations, the new gimmicks they were putting together. And they were like, you know what? Let's just roll with what we have, which is how they beat WCW to begin with, yes? WCW was defeated because WCW didn't depend on its new talents and didn't cultivate the new talents that they had. They kept going back to the well. Is WWE going back to the well? Interesting segue. Are they going back to the well once too often? I mean, I don't know. I feel like they do need a mix. Absolutely. They need a mix of young and old. But I think the emphasis must be on the new, on the young. But then you have guys that are in the middle of that. As I'm watching SummerSlam right now from Sunday, there's guys that fall in the middle of that. Dolph Ziggler at this point has been in WWE for a long time. And you've got guys that are falling in between the veteran status and the new era status, the modern era status. They're calling it new era, right? They still calling it that? I think so. So, how do you classify those guys? Where do you group those guys in at? Do you consider Dolph to be going back to the well? Or you consider Dolph to still be, relevant, legitimate contender, a guy that's still fully capable of carrying a main event match? I mean, of course he can. But there's some guys slip through the cracks, man. Bring back Russo. God help us all. Vince Russo. Come on, man. No disrespect. But if Vince Russo had accomplished as much as he takes credit for, that dude would be walking on water right now, for sure. Healing the sick, turning water into wine, my friend. Okay, he's not as responsible as a lot of people thinks he is. For the great things that happened in the Attitude Era. I know he was responsible for a lot of the garbage that happened during the Attitude Era. A lot of that was Vince, for sure. But to sit there and for anyone to try to convince me that, okay, in one locker room, you have Stone Cold, you have Taker, you have Triple H, you have Jericho, you have Shawn Michaels, you have even Big Show. You have these guys, and you mean to tell me that without me, bro, they wouldn't be. Hey, bro, come on, stop. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to tell me that he went to WCW, turn that company around, put them on top, and they're still thriving today because he had faith in the younger guys, because he didn't make it, because he took he took a little bit of talent and made something from nothing. Hey, I would have your back on that all day long. But he had a locker room full of talent in WWE. He did. Even the guys that didn't necessarily have a name at that point already had a lot of experience under their belt and had the potential to get there. Now, if you can, he can and you can, everyone can very well say, well, look, Vince Russo tapped into something. I get that. Okay. He helped cultivate. Sure. I can buy that for $1 as well. But at the same time, this guy takes responsibility for the Attitude Era. Wow. You know what I mean? That's a lot right there. That's a big statement, man. So yeah, I don't know. That's good stuff. So what else do we want to talk about when it comes to And again, we like to bounce around here on the show. Trust me, I did this long before I ever started doing the thing on Facebook Live. Trust me on that. But as we go through the laptop and try to click where we need to go to here, lightning fast internet is a wonderful thing, yes? It really is. I'm not going to lie. Remember, trust me, man, I remember the days before lightning fast internet when you would just sit behind your laptop or behind your PC and cry like a little girl because all you heard was clicking and whirring noises like a transformer in this gigantic PC or something. I don't know. There's an Autobot living in there. Who knows? But what other SummerSlam fallout as we are now where we need to be? And what are we going to talk about? Someone just mentioned Tommy Wildfire Rich. I would love to see Tommy Wildfire Rich team up. Well, they can't do it now. However, if you're talking about the good old days, I am right there with you. Tommy Rich, one of the smartest guys that the business has ever seen. Knew how to put a match together. Probably still does. And, not the best looking guy, but didn't need to be. Not the best pro wrestler, but didn't need to be. Was a magnificent storyteller. Tommy Rich. You got to look up some of his stuff. Of course, his feud with Buzz Sawyer back in the day. Classic. The Battle of Atlanta. Oh, my God. Shut up. Don't get me started on Territories days, man. We'll be here all day. And I got life outside of this stuff. I got to go get to it. So, you do too, right? But, don't get me started, man. Be here all day. Let's get back. Can we get back to SummerSlam? That'd be awesome. So, okay, what other SummerSlam fallout is happening? The thing between Joe and AJ is not over yet. I don't think we thought it would be. AJ snapped. The whole thing with Joe and AJ's family, on one hand, I don't care for it because it's cheap heat, right? On the other hand, I do like it because it puts a new spin on it. We keep hearing about, not only hearing about, but we all know, AJ versus Joe from back in Impact and TNA and, the numerous championship matches they had, the feuds they had, the bitter rivalry and all this other stuff. But that's outside of WWE. That's not WWE. They need something, WWE needs something to make it specifically WWE. So how do you do that? You introduce new elements. And one of the new elements they've introduced is Joe taking a shot at AJ's family. So I'm interested in that. I think it's a good feud. Awesome feud. Well, there you go. It is it's the best top title feud right now in that company. I don't know if another Becky and Charlotte could get up there at some point, but right now it's Joe and AJ. So that feud's going to continue. So I'm fine with that. Joe took him out again on this past SmackDown Live. And again, talking smack to AJ's wife, put her in a pair of tights. Let's go for a mixed tag. Who do you put with Joe? Becky? I don't know. But no, that's not going to happen. Relax. I'm all about it, man. I'm all about good pro wrestling. And this is some good pro wrestling. You know what I mean? I'm all for it. So, I hate to jump to this this quickly, but I kind of want to talk about, how about we talk about The Miz and Daniel Bryan? Arguably the best match at SummerSlam. You could argue that by talking about AJ and Joe, I suppose. But it was good. It was very good. It was above par. It was excellent. I don't have really a lot of negative things to say about it. I think it told the story from start to finish. I think it did everything it needed to do. Miz cheated to win. Here is some heel logic. And I know because I was a heel for a long time. Okay. Heel logic 101. Ready? Heel logic states this. I'm better than you are. Okay? Not only am I better than you are, I'm smarter than you are. Not only am I smarter than you are, I can get what I want when I want to get it. You want to fight right now? Nah. We fight when I'm ready. We fight when I say it's time. I'm the best there is. You can't touch me. Right? That's heel logic. But then add in the little caveat of this. The heel cheats to win the match. He didn't do it of his own ability. He didn't do it because of, the testicular fortitude he possesses. He did it because he wanted to win the match. And because he probably didn't have any other way to win the match. Why? Because the babyface is actually better than he is. But the heel can't admit that. Why? Because of ego. Ego and pride, which the heel has an abundance of at this point. Okay? And the heel's comment, the heel's belief is, well, yeah, I'm better than you are. And I don't need to cheat, but if I have to cheat, so be it. And guess what? Ha! They thumb their nose at the babyface. That's heel logic. When in doubt, cheat. What was it Jesse Ventura used to say? Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's the Miz. Then we, as fans and as analysts and as writers, sit back and look at that match and say, oh, come on. Miz had to cheat? Come on. That's cheap. That's cheap. That just goes to show that they don't have faith in the Miz. Or whatever. It's such a messed up system, isn't it? Pro wrestling is the most unique entity in the history of entertainment. The most unique thing that you've ever seen. It tops any movie genre that you've ever seen or been a part of or experienced or maybe are a fan of. It tops everything. Because pro wrestling logic is so incredibly unique, twisted, warped, yet believable and realistic at the same time. But that's where the Miz is right now. The Miz's frame of mind is, well, all I care about is I won the match. Haha. You cheated. You cheated. Which automatically gives Daniel Bryan recourse to come back and say, you couldn't beat me one-on-one. You cheated. You cheated, man. Right? It keeps Bryan on the hook. It keeps the feud going. It makes perfect sense for both guys. I'm not saying I don't understand it, but the logic behind a heel is fascinating. It's truly, I've written about this so many times over the years. I did a piece for Bleacher Report one time. I think I called it Heel Psychology 101, which is true. That's going to be my first pro wrestling book. Trust me, Heel Psychology 101. There's probably already a book called that. I'll have to call it something else. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's twisted and it's messed up. This feud's going to continue. I don't know how long. Hell in a Cell's coming up, right? And, you know, it's going to happen there, and we'll see what happens after that. But, you know, I don't know. What's the blow-off for this? This thing that WWE advertises as years in the making. It does need a championship, right? It does need a championship, obviously. It's over just as much as it was when it first began. So it's going to be fine. It's entertaining. It's fun to watch. But I don't know how I feel about it right now, to be honest with you. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I'll reserve judgment until I see how it's all going to play out. How's that sound? So, what about the return of the Demon? There wasn't much fallout from that on Monday. He didn't show up as the Demon again. I like that they did announce it this time. I like that it can be more spontaneous. And I think that when it's announced, it sort of sets up this whole thing. You're expecting it, but there's no surprise anymore. I think the paint that he had at SummerSlam was the best that I've ever seen in that company anyway. It was really, really good, right? Really well done. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Finn's got it, man. Finn's the man. He is. He's got it. He understands. Talk about psychology. Finn understands psychology 110%. Easy win. Oh, man. Was it ever an easy win? He trashed Corbin. He should have. That should have been a squash. If you are going to surprise everyone with the Demon, it's unannounced. You already have given Baron Corbin the out. And the out is, I was prepared for the Demon. Sorry. I prepared for Finn Balor, not the Demon. Two different guys. Sorry. You've already given Baron the out. But you also are giving the Demon persona such incredible momentum. And by proxy of that, you're giving... you have also given Finn Balor momentum. So, yeah, Finn has momentum. He has momentum against the guy that doesn't wrestle full time anymore. I still don't know what's up with that. I get it. Everyone has to have their place. If he's going to be on the show, he has to have a place. You could put, Corbin in various different backstage spots or spots in the ring on the mic. He doesn't have to work or do anything. I get it. So, yeah, he's got to be there. Understood. Completely understood. Hey, yo. Jeez. Again. Finn is great. I have to admit that. Corbin's still finding his way. Nothing wrong with that. At one point in his young career, Finn was still finding his way. It happens. You can't hate on Corbin for any reason. I think he's doing what he can. Does he have the best attitude outside of the ring? I'll leave that for you to be the judge. You go and decide for yourself how you feel about that. There's been things he said in the past that have been kind of like, oh, he said that. So I don't know. It's just, it's up to you to decide. But I think we'll see the Demon again. I don't know if it's going to be this year. The next time could be WrestleMania. I don't know. Or it could be it's a recurring thing. I think it would be interesting if he were somehow mentally stuck in that position. There's a lot of fun you could have with Finn and the Demon persona and the character and all that good stuff. So, what's up with Ronda? She can't wrestle. I disagree. Respectfully. Ronda can wrestle just fine. She can work just fine. If she couldn't, she would not be in the ring. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. That is a controversy waiting to happen. That is bad publicity that they don't need waiting to happen. However, I will say this, to your point, there are moments in Ronda's matches where she just goes too fast. And when you go too fast, you have the potential to hurt yourself or to hurt someone else. And let's go ahead and jump on this, shall we? The fallout from SummerSlam. Ronda Rousey is her new Raw Women's Champion. And WWE's doing all they can to get over the fact that, Ronda wants to stand on her own. She doesn't want Stephanie, especially Stephanie, or anyone else endorsing her, supporting her. She believes this is a victory for all the women, not just her. Of course, she's not going to share that belt with them, is she? Or the paycheck, right? I tease, relax. But it's interesting what they did on Raw. And she put Stephanie in the armbar, took her down again, which is probably going to cause some sort of renewed feud or rivalry between the two of them. Stephanie's going to try to make Ronda's life a living hell, as she always did before, so we'll see what happens. But yes, to your point, there are moments in Ronda's matches where I get a little antsy. She goes too fast. You got to slow down. The old principle that I was around when I was in the business was the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. If you got a simple answer, a simple solution, that's what you're supposed to use. And slow down. I kept hearing the word slow down. The first time I ever locked up with a guy, I didn't really know what I was doing, right? So I locked up with him, and the first thing out of his mouth was, easy, ease up. It's too firm, ease up. So it wasn't that he didn't want, he wasn't that he was against working snug. It wasn't that he was against, making it look good. But his point was, okay, right away from the lockup, you're killing me. Because I was putting my full force into it. And he's like, that's not how we do this. And the whole idea is to make it look like it hurts. To make it look like it's painful. To make it look like you're trying to kill each other. And, the whole point of the whole thing, the point of the whole wrestling business is we got to get to the next town tomorrow night. That's the point. You got to get to the next town tomorrow night. In order to get there, tonight, we can't kill each other. We can be tired. We can hurt. It can be painful in places. There's not everything's going to feel great. Not everything's going to be easy. Okay. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to need to stretch. It's okay to be fatigued. What it's not okay to do is every single night after a match have legitimate injuries. Or injuries that you now have to see the doctor for. Or that you now have to put ice on. That you can't. And I'm talking about, okay, I twisted my knee, or I didn't catch him in time, or he didn't catch me in time. That's different. But, okay, he hit me too hard. He took liberties with me in the ring. He was stiff where he didn't need to be. I told him to ease up. He refused to do it. That right there in and of itself is the biggest problem. When you have guys, I'm not suggesting Ronda's any of these personalities, don't get me wrong. When you have this thing where Ronda looks like she's moving too fast, that she looks like she could hurt someone, that's the real deal. That's not something you're reading into it. That's the real deal. She needs to slow down. Now, the question for you and for everyone else out there is, who does this matter to the most? Well, it should matter to who's working Ronda on any given night. Because those are the women that have to report back, because they're going to get asked, and I'm sure they have, how'd it go? Are you okay? Are we good? And the women, just like the men, want to wrestle again tomorrow night. She does. They want to wrestle again tomorrow night. And no one wants to be considered a crybaby. No one wants to be considered a wuss and not be able to take it. I mean, how many times have you ever heard one of the guys saying, well, he heard this isn't fair? I mean, of course it happens, but I'm saying, for the most part, you're going to suck it up. Even if it did hurt, you're going to suck it up. And if any of the women are professionals that Ronda is working, and they are, They will go to Ronda one-on-one behind closed doors if need be and say, look, we need to talk about what happened tonight. You tore my arm all to pieces. Let's relax. Let me show you what we can do. Because Ronda is still a rookie. WWE loves to talk about that because it's something good for Alexa Bliss to say. But it's the truth. She's still a rookie. So when you have someone that's green, we have someone that's still learning. She is still learning. Then you have to take the time when you're the person working her to fill her in on what happened, what went wrong, but also what went right. Ronda does a lot of things right. I'm not saying she does anything necessarily wrong, but yes, she needs to slow down quite a bit in my estimation. But she is the new Raw Women's Champion, so you can't argue that. They've gave her the belt. Has she earned it? No. Does she deserve it? No. But at the same time, is it the perfect timing? Yeah, it is. I mean, because I can't think of anybody else. The whole Alexa Bliss thing's been played out. And the way this has happened between her and Ronda had to win that title at SummerSlam. I just, I didn't see any other way around it. I really felt that Ronda was going to win, that Charlotte was going to win. This is going to set up Charlotte versus Ronda. And the column I have coming tomorrow on WrestlingRumors.net, I'll post it myself. Please read it. Because I'm an attention magnet. That's what I am. I beg for your attention. So, thanks for watching, by the way. All right. But the column I've got coming out tomorrow on Wrestling Rumors, are we going to see Charlotte versus Ronda at Evolution? I still believe it's the WrestleMania 35 main event. The main event at WrestleMania 35. But if it happens at Evolution, and WrestleMania 35 is a rematch, is it going to be that historic since it's a rematch? I don't know. Did Joe go too far at SummerSlam in terms of what? You talking about on the mic? He'd storyline. They all agreed to it. I'm sure AJ's wife agreed to it ahead of time. I'm sure Joe, who is probably as respectful and as gentlemanly as they come behind the scenes, is what I've always read about him, would never have said anything had AJ's wife not agreed to it. No, absolutely not. Go further. The only one that it matters to, and I know we're backtracking, the only one that it matters to is AJ's family and AJ. If they're okay with it, sky's the limit. Do what you want. What I don't like is when guys go into business for themselves on the mic, or they say things, or they'll cut promos without the other person kind of knowing what's going to happen, especially if it's going to get that personal and that, you're crossing the line, get a little offensive, that kind of thing. But no, sky's the limit, man. Keep doing it. If it's working and if everyone's okay with it, do it. I don't have a problem with it at all. And I know it's kind of off topic, but I've had debates with people about, so and so is dead. We shouldn't. First of all, go back to Eddie. Remember, I don't know if any of you guys were even around when this happened, right? But when Randy started working Ray after Eddie passed away, and Randy would stand in the ring and publicly rip on Eddie Guerrero, and you're like, he's a dead man he's talking about. The only ones it should matter to are Eddie's family. And do you really think that Eddie Guerrero, the most popular heel in the history of WWE, come at me on that one, okay, would have had a problem with that? It's pro wrestling. Nothing's out of bounds. Nothing should be out of bounds. And if it's in poor taste, if you are offended by something, then maybe it's you that are getting offended. Do you see what I'm saying? It's silly nonsense pro wrestling. I love watching it. I love writing about it. I love making money from it. I can't lie. But at the same time, take this for what it's worth, man. This is just pro wrestling. It's meant to evoke an emotion from you. It's meant to get things stirred up. That's what it does. Pro wrestling is more fun than real life any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Have you read the paper lately? Do you watch the political channels? Dude, it's a train wreck out there. I would much rather watch pro wrestling any day of the week, my man. Any day. Give me more. Give me all you can handle. Give me all I can handle. And then give me some on top of it. Give me pro wrestling till I choke. Spit it up, and then want more. That's what I want. Because I'm telling you right now, it's better than real life ever could be, and that's a fact. Now, okay, I'm not saying you should just coop up in your house behind the TV and never go look at the sunshine. It's right out that window. I'm not saying that. Relax. But yeah, keep this in perspective, man. It's just pro wrestling. It's all good. So, what does it say? Don't get none of that over here like that in Wales, UK. We have some of every... All right, Christian. Is it Christian? I'm getting this. You see this? This is old age, my friend. This is terrible. Christian Cleverly. Apologies if I butchered your name. Everyone welcome this person to the show. I love when people from other countries say hello. Coolest thing ever. Because I don't know why. But everyone say hello. Christian. And again, my apologies if I mispronounce your name. So yes. Oh, there you go. Let's see. All right. But, yeah, man, so go see the sunshine. I'm going to here shortly. And, like last week, you noticed my sidekick's not around. My sidekick is going back to school on Monday. I have to admit I'm going to miss the devil out of that kid because he and I have had a fun summer. I'm going to tell you right now. We've done a lot of cool stuff. We've went bowling so many times. I should be bowling 300 every time. Not even close. We've had fun. It's been a cool summer. So yeah, UK. That's pretty sweet. There you go. So, you made me forget where I'm at, man. That's crazy. Cheers. I like that. God, I love that. We need to say that more in this country. Instead, I say stuff like, what's up? I'm not going to tell you how old I am. It's none of your business, quite frankly. All right. But I still use the word dude and man. And I don't use the word bro too often because, it's kind of douchey. So I'm just saying, man. But I use the word man and dude, and I don't think I use the word homie. That's a John Cena word. I think only John Cena now uses the word homie. Speaking of some fallout, I know this is not really like SummerSlam fallout. Have you seen John Cena lately? Wow. John Cena is 41 years old and looks like he's 21 again. Oh my God, what breaking up with a Bella twin will do for your body. That's funny, man. Shut up, that's not funny. Shut up if that's not funny to you. That's funny. John looks like he could, bench press a truck, and he probably can. I don't know how big you have to get in your life. Like you're out here, right? You're like, oh, I can't pee anymore. What's happening? Like, it's John, man. It's crazy. Give this man a catheter. I don't know. Just saying. That's insane. Like, he is, God, buff the stuff, right? It's crazy, man. So, yeah, I don't know. And he's talking about, because John can speak, was it Mandarin Chinese or Cantonese, I think? So at the end of this little thing he did on Twitter, a little gym promo, I guess, he's putting over Lashley. They're going to work together against Owens and Elias at Super Showdown in October. Is it October, right? And at the end of the promo, he said the 6th move of doom. He learned a new move. It's that old. You know what that is? Let me tell you. I'll tell you. So what that is the old adage of pro wrestlers of when a guy's old or he's tired or it's cliche or it's his pop's not what it used to be. That guy has to leave for a while and go learn a new hold. And that's what the joke is. That's where the joke comes from. Okay, so that's where the joke's coming from with John Cena. He went away for a while. He learned a new hold. Now he's going to come back and show it to you. And this time he'll get cheered. He really won't. He's going to get booed like always. But I think people are booing John because it's fun now. People are booing Roman because they generally hate Roman and want to see him get hit by a truck. But when it comes to John Cena, people would just boo him because it's fun. I think it's the same reason why people continue to chant, "You suck" at Kurt Angle. It's fun. So, I don't know. But I don't know what John's getting ready for. Someone mentioned to me a week or two ago about, hey, Tom, it's time for the heel turn. It's time for the John Cena, much debated, often ballyhooed, impossible heel turn. Nope. Here's why. Because no one would care now. No one would care now. Can we be honest? It's recently made the news. I think this morning I read it actually that that Roman Reigns has now surpassed John Cena in merchandise sales. So John will come back because he's mad because Roman sold more t-shirts. I want to show him. So, I don't know. That's funny. But, yeah, I got lost in my thought there. I mean, how do you feel about John Cena turning heel? Does it make any sense to you? Do you even care now? That's the big thing, is do you even care now? Yeah, but it's not going to happen. Thank you. It's not going to happen. And it shouldn't. It's silly at this point. It's someone comparing him to Hogan. Well, look, Tom. Hogan now. Come on. WCW needed Hogan as a heel. They needed the NWO. WWE doesn't need John as a heel. I mean, the best time, in my opinion, for John Cena to ever have turned heel was against CM Punk. CM Punk was outselling John in merchandise. And that was the best time. That was the single best time to turn John Cena heel. WWE didn't take it. Because WWE doesn't want John Cena to be heel. He is, Children's Miracle Network. He is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He's that guy. That's the guy he is. The kids look up to. They still do. Okay, Tom, well, they looked up to Hogan too, but Hogan was past it. He couldn't find his niche anymore. John's niche is the same today as it was 12 years ago. It's the same. It's not ever going to change, man. So, no. All right. So, okay. Real quick before we move on to something else, would I like to see John turn heel? Sure. Tell me that John Cena wouldn't have a blast running heel. Do you know how much fun it is running heel, by the way? Oh my God. Are you kidding? It's so much fun. Just getting to go out and you can't make mistakes when you're a heel. It's impossible. Even if you screw the line up and they laugh at you, you can just turn around and say, well, screw you, pal. It doesn't matter. You still get heat off of it. It doesn't matter. You can do anything wrong. It doesn't matter. You're covered, right? I'm not saying it's okay. Maybe it's not easy, 100% easy, but it was easy for me. I'm sure it'd be easy for John. John's a man, dude. Are you kidding? He's been doing this for a long time. There's nothing like being nothing like being the bad guy, right? Man. So, yeah. But John has granted more wishes than his. Yeah, you're right. 100%. Yeah, so why do you turn him? Having said that, would I like to see it? You bet. You better believe I would. Fun, fun, fun till the daddy takes a T-bird away. That's the old Beach Boys line because, good music. Anyway, moving on. What else can we possibly discuss that happened from SummerSlam and the fallout that happened afterward of SummerSlam? Do you care any more about Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy? By the way, if you've not seen the Instagram pic, I'm fairly certain it's on WWE's Instagram. It could be on Finn's. Finn took a photo with Jeff behind the curtain before their matches when they're all painted up, and it is phenomenal. Because I'm a kid at heart, and I love stuff like that because it's cool. And I can't help that I'm a kid at heart. It's awesome. Please go look at it. It's on my Facebook, actually. I posted it the other day because I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Go look at it. It's awesome. I'm more intrigued by that than I am anything else. Do you know what I mean? The idea of Finn and Jeff Hardy painted up as a tag team. Shut up on that. Give me more of that all day. But I don't know if I'm feeling Nakamura versus Jeff. Here's what I want from Nakamura. If I had a short wish list, that was a good one. Wish list. I'm a heel. It doesn't matter. I can cover it up. If I had a short wish list for Shinsuke Nakamura, it would be that I want Nakamura to be thought of as the amazing pro wrestler that he is and the main event threat that he is, because he most certainly is all of those things and much more. He's just not those things in WWE right now. I'm not saying he won't be, but I'm saying as of right now, this moment, he's not those things in WWE. Why is that, Tom? Because they don't need him to be those things in WWE right now. They are perfectly happy doing what they're doing right now with Shinsuke, and they don't feel the need to do anything any different with him at all. They need him to be the heel. They need him to be the cowardly heel. They need him to be the sort of the smart heel. They need him to be the entertaining guy. They need him to be the one that is giving Jeff a run for his money. The thing with Jeff and Randy's just starting. That's a Hell in a Cell match waiting to happen for sure. No title even involved in that feud. They don't need one. I think the idea of Shinsuke versus Jeff was perfect, and I wrote about that before it even started. Perfect, and I loved it. I don't know how I'm feeling now that it's playing itself out. I think there's more to be had here, however, but I think there's a way to twist it and bend it and make it work a little bit better than what it's working right now. But that's just me talking. Just barely joined. Do you think the Shield is the modern day Evolution? No. Because it's apples and oranges. Man, are we bouncing around. We're back to the Shield. What's up? Here's why. The whole point of Evolution was past, present, and future. That's not the Shield. The future, the Shield is present and future, for sure. In that regard, they're not the same. Are they the same in terms of running the company? Nah. I mean, here's the question you have to ask yourself. And it was the same question people asked about John during John's prime in WWE. At what point does top guy status give you the ability and the potential to get out there and to make decisions behind the scenes, not only for your character but maybe for other guys? Is Roman at that point that many believe that John was, and maybe still is? Is Roman at that point? Because you can be very sure that Triple H was at that point when Evolution was in its prime and its heyday. So in that regard, I can't compare them. Because in my opinion, Roman, Dean, and Seth are doing what they're told. It's not that they're yes man and just play follow the leader, but at the same time, they also they have a job to do. Each of them, whether that job is individually or together, they all have a job to do, right? So, I see similarities. I see your point. However, I think they're just too different. I don't know what I would compare Evolution to, to the Shield to at this point. I think the Shield is more like, I might get some flack for this, I think the Shield is more like the modern day Horsemen. In as much as when you talk about the best matches on the card, who's having the best matches on the card? Which is tough in that company, man, because there's a lot of really talented guys and gals in that company. But who has the best matches on the card? And at any given time, you could say Roman, Dean, and Seth. So in that regard, you could say, but here's my point, is that I think that the Shield is the Shield. I think that they're incomparable at this point. I think that they are what they are, and they are successful because they were new, they were fresh, they were different, and because they have really kept that dynamic in a lot of ways in their careers. And I think them together, I think they have the ability to make magic together as a trio like they did before, and I think they could quite possibly be on the verge of doing that again. I think we didn't hit on every match. We didn't hit on the pre-matches or the pre-show matches or anything like that. But we didn't even really talk much about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. You guys want to do that now? Because we don't talk enough about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, right? That's sarcasm. In case you haven't picked up on that. The long dream nightmare, if you want to call it that, is over. Brock Lesnar no longer is the Universal Champion. Heel or face, I don't care. I love the Shield. A lot of people are saying that. I'm good with that. Sweet. No. Who is Brock Lesnar? That's a good one. There's people actually talking about, does Brock Lesnar deserve a rematch? I read that somewhere on some site, and I'm like, what? Do you think Brock Lesnar cares right now about WWE? Nah. He cashed his check. He's gone. And that's not throwing hate or shade at Brock. Good for him. Sweet. It's fine, man. I don't care. But at the same time, let's see. Do you truly believe that Vince called the match short due to the crowd hijacking it? No. I think it was meant to go short. They know. Shut up. They know in that company that feud, no one cared. They knew that the crowd was going to turn on that match. They know it. If you think that guys like you and me and other people out there know it, you think they don't know it? They know. They can claim whatever they want to claim, just like they want to call themselves sports entertainment, yet the entertainment is happening in a pro wrestling ring. They can call it whatever they want to call it. That company's not full of fools. If they were, they wouldn't be global. And penciling a deal with Fox for 2019 for like billions of dollars, man. Come on, no. They're not crazy. They know it was nonsense. They know the crowd was going to hate it. That's why they put Braun out there, to help alleviate some of the response. In my opinion, that's the way I see it. Put Braun out there as a buffer for some of the crowd noise and get through it as quick as you can. Get what you need to get done, ring the bell, take it home, get out of there. I think that's what they did. I don't think it was caught short. I could very well be wrong. I'm not preaching the gospel here. Amen. Pass collection plate. Braun versus Roman. Hell in a Cell should happen. I don't know if I agree with that. Here's why. Anytime I see a Money in the Bank guy working for the championship, Del Rio did it when he was Mr. Money in the Bank. Other guys have done it through the years. I'm always thinking, how'd you get this title shot? Why are you getting this title shot? You're Mr. Money in the Bank. Are you cashing in? No. Well, then why are you getting the title shot? I thought that was supposed to come when you handed the briefcase to the ref and said, we're going to do this now. I don't think so. Here's what I think. I think that if Braun gets two allies, maybe. Two guys on Twitter had something to say about the Shield getting back together. Who were they? Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley. Picture this. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, and Bobby Lashley versus the Shield at Hell in a Cell. But there again, man, I'm going to give you this, and you can take it or leave it, whatever. That's 6 baby faces. Oy. Well, 5.5. Roman. Sorry. But popular baby faces, I should have said. 6 baby faces. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's like having the War Games in the NWA with, 5 baby faces on each side. Ugh. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's not the same thing. It's not the same effect. Braun's going to get the belt, don't you think? I think Roman's in for a long title run. My opinion. That's just me talking. What if Braun says he's going to cash it in? In other words, if he says, I'm good, like Daniel Bryan did that year, he claimed he was going to cash in at WrestleMania, then he actually did it earlier on Big Show. Sure, he could say that, but isn't that kind of sort of anticlimactic? And by the way, when Braun loses that match, and he probably will, what's left then? Because Braun's been in this position before. This would be, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong, this would be the 4th Universal Championship match he's had, maybe 5th, that's been televised, right? Or on pay-per-view. At what point does the guy quit getting chances before someone in that company says, on TV, mostly a heel, how come you keep getting chances, man? You never win. Right? I mean, at some point, I don't know. Thanks for the answer. First time watching. Hey, Ryan. Thanks, man. Hey, I got to tell you guys, anytime it says see more, it's going to be hard because I got a lot of comments happening. No disrespect. I'm trying to, we're trying to cover as much as we can here. NWO comes, Jesus. Will it make you happy if we talk about the NWO? Will that make everyone happy? Yes? Because this stuff's been happening. This is the moment this is going to become a thing for the show, right? Yeah, there's a heart. I knew it. Thanks. Smart guys. But, okay, so. Supposedly there's some fuel to the fire. What is it? Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's evidently some fire here. There's the Shield and the NWO. But what do you do with the NWO? They can't work anymore. No one wants to see Hall, Nash, and Hogan in the ring. They don't. Hall looks great. Nash looks great. Both in great shape. Hogan still got the physique, I guess, right? It's over. Let it go. Just let it go. Something's happening. I don't know if it's a new DVD set they're going to do or if they're going to, the rumor a couple months ago or so was like they're going to hand off the NWO gimmick and they're going to bring these guys back to like endorse it for another 3 guys. But who would you get? I mean, who would you get? Who in the world could you possibly get? And you're sort of, look, let's be honest. For anyone in the company today, in WWE, to be told, listen, we're going to do this NWO thing. We're going to have you in it. Do you think any of them are going to say no? Of course not. A lot of these guys grew up watching the Attitude Era, for sure. You know what I mean? They weren't a part of it, right? But they were fans. So, of course, they're going to say, I get to be in NWO, sweet. But at the same time, as a promoter, would you want to take a guy that's still trying to find his way in the business or trying to make a name for himself and give him a gimmick that's been dead for how many years now? I don't know. It's a mess. There's not enough out there for me to report on. I've written about what I know so far, which is not a lot. They're keeping it under wraps. If there's anything to talk about, they're definitely keeping it under wraps. Adam Cole, baby. Let me tell you my take on the Undisputed Era. All 4 of them are top-notch talents. Let's get that out of the way right off the bat. But something about Adam Cole to me says miniature Triple H. It's not fair. He didn't do anything to deserve that. But every time I look at Adam Cole in my mind, I say miniature Triple H. Which is not really an insult either, by the way. But they look so small, the 4 of them. That's just me. Take it or leave it. It's whatever. So as we're wrapping up today, we're a little over an hour at the hour mark now. We are finishing up with some Q&A here. So let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It doesn't necessarily have to be SummerSlam. We'll take a few more here before we take it home. How's about that? I want Shield versus Sanity at Super Showdown or Undisputed Era. Okay, so if you, all right, but do you keep the Undisputed Era in NXT if it happens? Because I'm telling you right now, if you take those guys out, you're taking out 4 quality guys at once. That's a big deal for that brand. I don't know if you take 4 quality guys out at one shot. I mean, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? How do you follow me on Facebook? Look me up at Tom. I'll tell you what I'll do. How's about this? Everyone keep your ears on. I will share my profile on the WrestlingRumors.net page. Does that sound good for everyone? Does that work? I'll put my little hey right there and you can follow it. Click. I don't guess you're clicking. Well, maybe you are with your thumb. And I'll follow you back. Does that work? So, we've talked about Becky Lynch as a heel. Let's see what else we got. WWE put money. The Rock full time? No. Do they have the money? Vince McMahon's got more money than God at this point. You don't invest in The Rock at 40-some years of age when he's the hottest star and what is the highest paid star in Hollywood or highest paid action or whatever the distinction is. No. Rock doesn't need to come back full time. They don't need him back full time. If you bring The Rock back full time, you're getting right back into the same boat that we were just discussing earlier about bringing back legends and past guys for runs that are less than full time. You're I'm not going to say you're watering down the product, but you're I'm not necessarily going to say you're taking away opportunities from the younger guys, but I think you are taking up valuable television time and pay-per-view time that could be spent on your other talents. And does The Rock need to do that? No. And listen, Rock's in phenomenal shape like Cena is. Those 2 guys are chills out of granite at this point. But let me tell you something right now. If you think they don't feel their time in the business to some degree, I think you're crazy. Injuries, wear and tear, scar tissue, these things play a factor. You can look like, a Greek god, and that's great. They both do. Doesn't mean they don't feel it when they wake up in the mornings, when they go to the gym and work out. Doesn't mean when they do that, oh, I felt that. Come on, man. I'm sure they're both in prime physical peak top condition. They are, of course. Wrestling takes its toll, man. You know what I mean? And Rock's moved on. I love the idea of it. No disrespect. That's just my take. I don't think it's viable. Could he come back for WrestleMania? Seth went on the record recently, yes, talking about he would rather see Seth versus Roman. I think he said Seth than Roman versus Rock. And he didn't speak ill of The Rock either. He just said, look, this is our game. It's our show. We should be the ones running with it. And he's absolutely 100% right. Absolutely 100% agree with him. So do I care about Super Showdown so far? Sure, why not? I think it'll be good. I think it's good that they're doing things in other countries. The whole Saudi Arabia, controversy aside, they're going to do something in Australia. I'll say the same thing. I'll say the same thing that I said before. That I've said many times here on the show and recently here on Facebook as well. That I want as much pro wrestling as I can get my hands on. That's me. I live and breathe and eat this stuff. Trust me. I have a family that gets sick of hearing about it. Believe me when I tell you that, okay? I'm all for it. I say go out there and make your name in the world and give these fans what they want. Imagine living, and maybe some of you are right now. We do have some folks watching from other countries. But for those of you in the United States, like I am, imagine living in another country where the WWE never comes to. Or they come once a year if you're lucky. And then suddenly here they are. They're going to promote a major event an hour away from you. What? Oh my God, I'm so going. That's cool, isn't it? I mean, put yourself in those fans' shoes over there, man. They're loving that. I say all for it. I'm all for it. Okay, one more thing. Let's do this. Can I give a shout out to Alpha Championship Wrestling? I've never heard of you. But I will say this. I'll make a point to look you up. Alpha Championship. I'll look it up. And here's what I have to say to you. Is it Joe? What's up, Joe? Here's what I have to say to you. If you are one of the wrestlers or one of the promoters and you're trying to run an honest, reputable pro wrestling show, those words don't often go together. I get it, okay? Trust me, I know. But if you're trying to do right by the business, you're trying to put on a good show, and you're trying to pay respect to the business, then I wish you the best of luck. For any promotion out there that, all they care about is blood, guts, barbed wire, steel chair, hardcore, bats upside the head, flaming tables, getting bashed across the head and gash yourself open so you make $10 that night, that's nonsense. I have nothing to say to those folks. No love from me. Sorry. In my opinion, when you put your body on the line, you deserve to be compensated for it. Okay? If you're on your job and you work a full 8-hour shift and you didn't get a lunch and then the boss says you don't get paid or here's $10, nah, I don't think so, pal. I'll go work somewhere else. So no, I don't believe in companies that run their business that way. But if you're an honest, reputable pro wrestling organization and you're trying to get your feet off the ground, or maybe you're successful right now, if you are, kudos to you. Like I said, I'll look you up. I have nothing but mad respect for you if you pay respect to the business first. Alpha Championship Wrestling. I'll go look it up. You guys should do that too. I'm going to get out of here. Sorry we didn't get to all the questions. We can't always get to all the questions. It's just virtually impossible. But listen, we got to thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for coming along for the ride again. Remember, every Friday, 12 Eastern Standard Time, here on Wrestling Rumors Facebook Live page, you get to see the bearded dude in all his pro wrestling glory. So there you have it. This has been Tom Clark's Main Event, episode 99. And guess what happens next week? Drum roll. Episode 100, Jack. I'm so excited about episode 100. Everyone congratulate me. It will make me feel so much better. So, okay. Listen, everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we will see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.